for coming. Let's start with Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We just want to make note that Jake is joining us by phone today. Thank you, everyone else, for being here. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Second. And a second by Cindy. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We don't have any signed in visitors, correct?
Yes.
Any of you guys have something to say? All three of you. Thank you. All right, let's go. It's all you.
Okay. This meeting is primarily just to give you as a board an opportunity to get some input on the design of this school. We received the funding through the cooperative fund. So that combined with the $8 million that we have set aside as a district towards the building of an elementary school would allow us to build 19 point like $2 or $3 million worth of the school that we had planned last year. But where we can't do the whole thing, what you have in front of you, and Lisa, would you mind bringing up that picture on the screen? What you have in front of you is a basic design that has one major change since the last design that we were looking at as we looked at the bond. But also where we're only doing a portion of the building to start with, I wanted to make sure that as a board you had input and the steps we're going to be taking. We wanted you as a board to have input. Tomorrow, elementary principals are going to start that process of looking at it from their perspective. And then they will meet with the architect next Monday. And then we send the architect out with all of that information to start making more detailed plans from this general plan that you have in front of you. So this is not the final say on anything. You will have a chance to see a much more detailed plan down the road. But this is what we need to start talking about. And so I'm just going to go through a few of the things that are kind of options and things that I want you to be aware of. And then I'll take any feedback that you have and questions. So the biggest switch from the previous is, if you look where the gym is located, above the gym is kitchen, and then you have in the grayed out area a cafeteria. In the original plans of the building, the cafeteria and gym were flip-flopped, and the cafeteria was closer to the administrative office area. Where we're building only a portion of the building, the thought was, let's see if we can make the gym a multi-purpose space. So it would be used as a gymnasium, PE and things, but it'd also be used to serve lunch to the students during the day until we can complete the other part, at which point we'd complete the cafeteria. And they would design the kitchen such that it would serve to the gym side to start with, but then as we add the cafeteria, they could flip that. Okay. So that's the biggest change. The other change is to the right of the gymnasium is you have restrooms there, but then above those restrooms, that whole space that you see, it says media and then art. That whole space was originally designed to be the media center. And so what they would suggest is having a smaller media center to start with and having a removable wall that you can put in that space so that you were going to make a classroom and the media center while it's just this smaller building. And then when we add on, we take that removable wall out and make that whole thing the media center. So that was another thing that they had looked at. But there's a lot of room for adjustment. Just looking at the things that we're looking for. You'll notice that there's a testing room and a room, this is just to the left of the blue classroom. You'll see testing and SLP, that's our speech language pathology room. If we needed to, and we felt like it was an appropriate way, we can make that a classroom. We can maximize the space to have more classroom space if we need to. We can move art into a smaller space. We can have art be in all the individual classrooms. As you look here, there's about 16 classroom spaces, which if you go with an average of 25, you can get about 400 students in there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Oh, you're counting this as a,
Those are,
I didn't
those
count
two pink ones are classrooms. They
Okay.
just place desks, and so you had an idea of what it
I
might
see.
look like in each room.
Okay,
They also, one of the things on the previous design was we really liked the idea of the coat room between all the classrooms. But if that were something that was not going to be a priority for the board, you'd remove those and, it saves square footage. All the square footage we save lowers the cost. We can make that 19 million stretch. Some of the things that they would do is if, for instance, let's say that they were able to create a design that got all of this in for under 19, well, they might look at a way for that to build the cafeteria on to start with, rather than wait for the cafeteria. So if that becomes something that becomes a possibility, they would give you that kind of an option. They would also give you an option with it flipped back the way that it was, with the gym the upper portion. And the reason that the gym was on the other side to begin with is that it allowed you to block off that section of the building a little bit more easily, so that if there was something going on in the gym, you wouldn't have to have other parts of the building open. But again, there's a lot of different options there. So as you look there, you'll see there's in the administrative office space, there's a workroom. It's called Work and Copy, principal's office, 2 other undesignated offices, 2 counselor offices, a conference room. All of those things, again, are also things we could adjust if we needed to. The city of Star has agreed that, they've verbally agreed that they would place one of their officers in our building at no charge to us. It would just be, that's where their office would be. So they would be there a lot of the time, but they wouldn't be necessarily an assigned SRO, but would give a presence without a cost to the district. And what they get out of it is they get an office space for that officer. Usually it's their detectives and they do this with the West Ada schools that are in the city of Star as well, and they'll do that for us in that part. So, I think, Lisa, was there anything else that that architects brought up as we were talking the other day?
I don't think so. Just that we can look at some of these other spaces to make more classrooms.
Yeah.
That was it.
So that being said, thoughts, input, suggestions, things that you want to make sure are held as important spaces that we don't let go, things that you feel, could we change this? Could we look at this? Any of those things that you have, I'll start taking a note of, and so that I can share that with our architects and on from there.
I do like the bathrooms between the classrooms, but I was wondering, what's the difference
those are
in
usually adult bathrooms, just saying.
yeah,
Those are kid bathrooms.
yeah. What's the difference in per pupil per classroom like this is versus if there wasn't the closet in the space?
Well, the classroom, pupils per classroom is based on how we manage the space, not that that's all that would fit there. You could actually put 30 kids in a classroom like this. Right.
Yeah.
But we typically try to, at the elementary level, try not to get up to that high, especially in younger grades. Maybe 4th or 5th grade, you might be more likely to get up there. But we just looked at that as an average, roughly to to get words.
I just see parents who say, well, you know, if a parent would say, well, we could put more students in this school if we got rid of the closet space and stuff, but that wouldn't
Why would
necessarily
you
be
do
true.
But- but the-
Why would you ever do that?
But yeah,
You gotta put your stuff somewhere.
Well-
It's not like, I mean, you don't want
and
coats around the entire classroom and
yes,
everything
because you'll
else.
be
This is,
walking on them.
this is way more efficient, just the way it is.
Well,
I mean,
and that
Yeah.
closet space is designed so that there are two walls. Or if there was ever
Doorway.
Yeah.
two doorways, active shooter has
Yes,
a little bit more of a hindrance, right? It's a way to get them out of the building.
yeah, plus you don't hear the other classroom,
No,
Yeah.
oh, I'm,
Yeah.
well,
Right,
yeah,
right.
in theory,
But,
the dead air space, more.
I mean, in the big picture, I think we just,
I
I mean,
think it's
this looks
efficient.
very efficient. We need to do it the most efficient way possible, allowing for the easiest expansion we can do, because
exactly.
400 kids is nothing. It's gonna fill the day we open.
Oh, yeah.
It's already gonna be at capacity.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've gotta look at, okay, the future add-ons are what we need to look at,
Well,
but
you have
it looks like this
communal
design is
bathrooms.
pretty well getting us what we need to get for essentials
Mm-hmm,
and easily expansion for which we're gonna need to focus on before the doors even open.
I agree.
Yeah.
And doesn't the Annex A still have the lunchroom tables that fold out in the gym there? Cause that's how it was when.
In
it was
Annex A, I believe it does.
And,
I don't know if
I
they
don't
use it,
know,
but I think
don't
they're
look
still
like
there.
a gym.
Yeah, we don't use them, but
yeah, for years, the only cafeteria our school district had was what is now Annex A, and it was the gym that had the tables. And,
Yeah.
and they just folded up in the wall. And so like in 5 minutes, you could fold them out into the gym area, and it was really efficient. That's where the high school, elementary, everybody ate in that one gym cafeteria.
Mhm.
But, so that's not a big deal to me to have it as a multi-use room.
And then
Well,
at this point, you just have specials that travel
Yeah.
to
And
classroom.
it would be similar to what you see at, Heights
yeah.
right now. Is
Music
more
goes to the class, yeah,
in terms of the cafeteria space.
yeah,
So,
I mean, LKD and ESI, they know what they're doing.
I agree.
So
Yeah.
they're the experts in it, not us.
Right.
Very much truth there.
right, and so I think, as when we talk programming, some of the things would be, for instance, do you have any concerns with splitting that media center and having a room, it doesn't have to be art, but a room that's separated so that we only have a smaller media room? Any concerns on going that route?
I think it's a good idea.
So
I mean, cause you can turn that into lots of multiple uses
I
too.
was
if you
gonna
need
say,
to.
you wouldn't have to have it art all day.
Right,
No.
right, no, it
I mean,
could be a
yeah.
very multi-purpose type room. We can make it whatever we want, it's more, do we want that space to be a part of the regular size library, or are we good to shrink the size of the library until we add on?
Good to shrink.
Because I think with fewer kids, you're not gonna need as much space.
Right.
anyway.
Let's maximize those spaces.
Yeah,
Mhm.
go ahead.
There's not would the special ed room right there go into that classroom and go out those doors, go into that code area? If there were an active shooter?
We could design a door down at the bottom end of that classroom, yes.
Do we need
but
to put
just-
a bathroom in there?
In the special ed
Well,
room,
There's one right here, so they're not. there's
they're
two
not
right
far
there.
away
Okay,
from,
just making sure.
That's a thought. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of program you're thinking to put out there, but you're gonna have to have a program that's gonna meet a lot of needs,
Right.
because you're gonna have a school that's a lot farther away from Purple Sage.
yep. Yep, I'll work through what our options are for plumbing and making that space. Cause a lot of times we have kind of those safe rooms
Mhm.
within the special ed. So I'll talk about what it would look like adding that in as part of this.
And as far as that testing room right there on the other side of the SLP, what were you thinking that would be for?
Well, that There was, this was the architect saying, here's a space,
Okay,
it could be used for testing. We can use it any way that we would like.
because if you've got a classroom full of special ed kids and you need to do some evaluations, that would be a good place for them to go in quiet. It'd also be a good place for your 504 kids that need more time or whatever their accommodations are listed for testing.
Yeah,
Um,
okay,
and then that was also what I was thinking about the art room during different times of the day.
right, because it wouldn't be art all day.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Looks good.
Anything else that you feel as a board you'd like to have? And again, this isn't your last shot at it. It's just as we get moving along,
They're gonna make an.
they're gonna take
adjust.
this and they're gonna take what we've talked about here. They're gonna take the principals' input and they're gonna take all of that and start work it together.
So everything that's on this side of what would have been for the future edition down the road is ready to go. I
Say
mean,
that again.
this side where it says future
Yes.
serving line,
Yes,
so everything is ready if we are able ever to.
yes. So
to
they
this.
would design this with all of the connections and hookups that you would have so that those are all in the walls, ready to go when we add on.
So this faces
South.
west. Oh, okay. So the parking lot's gonna be on the south
Parking lot
side.
is on the, in fact, if you turn the page,
Oh, okay.
Lisa, do you mind moving to that?
Oh, okay, I should have looked. Because of that office commercial area.
Well, right, but this is the Carrera Way
That's the south.
is to the south and it runs parallel to Highway to State.
Okay,
State
and
Street.
perpendicular to Kingsbury.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that's where I was trying to kind
Yep,
of,
so that's how and the Highway District 4 has approved the entrance at the top for buses and staff.
over here.
Yep,
Okay.
so that was a concern, but, they approved that and they approved the way that we have the, parking lot set up for the entrance on and exit there.
Okay, so playground, here that's in the gray area is not gonna take place.
The playground will be kind of our last thing that we add on. We're also looking, we've got some folks that are talking about potentially donating for part of the playground, but that would be concentrated on the equipment that would be eventually in the center of the
Center,
two wings.
Okay,
Everything else will probably just leave in grass for right now.
okay,
Yeah.
you had mentioned, yeah.
Like a de facto playground anywhere
Yeah,
for the future expansion.
yep,
So this is where the buses come in, drop kids off.
correct.
Oh, so this is just the actual part they're gonna build.
Yeah, so it doesn't have the picture up here that you're looking at there. Remember that upper portion won't be there.
This,
Nope,
Right,
once the
right.
building.
right,
Yeah. So that won't be there. Everything else that you see is planned to be included.
okay, so parent drop-offs on the south and the bus drop-off
Correct.
is on the west.
Yep.
Okay,
And any donation from the public like that RM or anything like that will just add to.
What we can put on.
Yeah.
We'll go as far as we can around that. But I mean, in reality is we're probably not gonna get much more than maybe get the cafeteria before we just don't have the funds.
Right.
The things aren't getting cheaper. so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, any other, thoughts you wanna have? You need to make sure we get to the architect before.
All the HVAC systems are modular, so it doesn't really. affect
They'll be
it.
on the ceiling.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
On the roof, I mean.
there doesn't have to be much in as far as the first stage, as far as preparation for HVAC for the second.
Nope,
stage.
nope, because it'll all be unit by unit.
I think for me, looking at all this, well, in the past, I'm not staring at it right now, but then walking through with some of the other teachers at Purple Sage, I think it'd just be really important that we keep in mind that there's a chance that it will be a while before we pass a bond for something else. So, expansions, we're going to be shoehorning kids in here soon enough. Just making sure those bathrooms are going to accommodate as many kids as we can as they're marching these kids through the halls. That was a struggle that they were mentioned up at Purple Sage as they made this shift of kids
Yeah,
with greater number of kids coming in.
Yeah,
especially kindergarten, yeah.
well, yeah, and you'll have the restrooms for the younger children that are closer to their classrooms. So there are 4 of those, but then you've got 2 other primary bathroom sets of
For second
girls
and
and
third.
boys. So I think we'll be in good shape. We'll actually be in better shape with the group to start with than the way it is designed at the end, because in the end, you've got 3 bathrooms,
Communal bathrooms.
communal
yeah.
bathrooms.
Yep.
Now you'll have 2. So
Yeah.
you have 2/3 of it for half the students.
Yeah,
So-
I think there's plenty of bathrooms.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially you have one by the
there's one here.
lunchroom and the kitchen and then you
Yeah.
have, and it's connected to the outside too.
You only have one more bathroom with the whole other wing
Yeah,
there.
Well, yeah, there's probably some individual ones.
Right. Just one more big bathroom with the north wing.
Okay, anything else?
Just curious, because this is how my brain works. Would it be more beneficial to make it K-3, 4, 5?
We have the ability to make those kind of determinations. I would suggest we look at those kind of considerations when we start looking at borders.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll kind of
because
depend on the numbers
There's
of
not very
students.
many, I
that
mean,
are in each
you'd
of
have
those
2
places.
classrooms of each, really.
Right.
2 fifth, I mean, I don't know. That's a thought.
But like you were saying, with that Corey Barton development being almost high density, there's probably gonna be a lot of new kids right around there, right, and that's in the district, so I don't know, but that'll be a whole nother discussion once we figure out how many more new kids are gonna be over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
that's true. I didn't-
Sorry, I was counting them, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Yeah,
I thought about it a
it
while
might be more
back, but
beneficial
then I
to just
thought-
have,
But you look at, we may have families that have young and,
well, that's the way it goes, maybe.
oh yeah.
Okay, anything else?
No, thank you.
Looks good.
Appreciate that.
All right, so I will make sure we get that to our architect, and that's all I have for this discussion.
Great.
Perfect. Anybody else?
We can keep these. then.
Yeah. You
All
can
right.
keep those.
I'm gonna adjourn us. Thank you.
Thank you.